My name is Susan Magnone, and I'm the manager of the Novato History Museum that you see here. This video is part of our mission to preserve and share the history of the greater Novato area. We usually think of history as events that happened long ago, done by famous people. But history is also about ordinary people who live in our community. You are going to meet three people who are residents of Novato, and they're going to share their story of life in Novato. They too are part of Novato's history. Enjoy.
My name is Rey Morales. I've been in Novato since 2004. Being an educator and being the principal of Novato High School for 10 years, from 2004 to 2014, I encountered many Novato people, parents, students, community members, and I found that working with all these families and with the people in Novato, in comparison to other places I've been, has been probably my most pleasant experience. The involvement by parents, the involvement by community members. It's a small town with a big heart. That's how I interpret Novato. I have developed many friends, parents that I still keep in contact with, community members that I still do projects with. I did belong to the Ignacio Rotary and met a lot of fabulous people. So for me, the heart and soul of Novato is really the people. And walking in Novato as a high school principal, you feel like a rock star because everybody comes up to you, everybody says hello. You have to think about 10 years, graduating about 350 seniors a year. That's a lot of people and their families and their parents. So I enjoy the acknowledgement, especially when I run into students that have been successful or their parents come up to me and thank me for the work that was done at Novato High School during those years. And I have a sister here in San Rafael. My other two sisters have passed, and my mother and my dad have passed, but my sister's close by, so and she's married with a couple of kids, and one went to Terra Linda High School, the other one went to Marin Catholic. As a matter of fact, my nephew's the head coach at Terra Linda High School right now, and his wife is also a teacher at Terra Linda. So they're here in Marin, and I have roots here, and I have some family. I'm fully retired. I retired in 2014. However, in the last 9 years, I've worked practically at every school in San Rafael and in Novato as a substitute principal. And I'm considering rejoining the Ignacio Rotary so I can still continue to be involved. And I have friends in the area that I do social things with, whether they're gatherings or just Wednesday I was at a speaker series here in Novato sponsored by the Novato and the Ignacio Rotary. So I keep involved as much as possible. The most memorable events actually were 10 graduations that I led. That was my favorite time of the year for a couple of reasons. One, I'm with these students for 4 years, and I go through a lot with them. Everything from sports to performing arts, academics, college applications. And then to see them graduate, I think for me is probably one of the most memorable things in my life. And then the other things are, I always attended the Paint the Town Red, which is a big Novato event, and you see a lot of individual people that volunteer and give their service to Novato. But I have to say that attending all the high school events was one of the things I like to do the most, whether it was the performing arts, whether it was a drama play, whether it's a sports activity, a football game, basketball game. you're part of a community that has extensions to everything. Remember their families, their parents, they work in the community, or they live in the community. So just being part of a high school, I think for me, was the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life, to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of growth, and it has changed. But I look at things through the lens of an educator. So my perspective is more about working with students and kids and families, and community members, and when school employees such as myself, work to connect with the community. There's a real change in student population, I think. We're becoming more diverse in schools. When I arrived, the percentage of diversity was fairly medium to low, but now it's about 50-50, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of our kids, especially our Latino kids, are struggling in schools. And I think that school districts need to ramp up the things that they do, not only to help our Latino kids, but to help their parents understand the mechanisms of the American school system. I think that's really important, and I think we need to do that so that eventually we produce good citizens here in Novato. The traffic definitely has increased over the years with more population, but the people, especially the people that have been here a long time, are still the heart and soul of this community, and I think people that work in the area and who are residents of Novato, I still think maintain this sense of ownership to the city, and I think that's one of the things that attracts me to and allows me to stay here, is that working with a variety of organizations and people, I feel welcome and I feel part of this community, because sometimes in some towns, and I've worked in some cities where you're not always welcome. But in Novato, I do feel like I'm part of the city. I'm part of Novato. Well, like I mentioned earlier, I look at things through an educator's perspective, and I see things change in the schools. But Novato hasn't, in my opinion, has not changed that much. And I think that could be a good thing. There's a few more people here, I think. I don't think the population has increased that much. It's become a little bit more diverse. I see some construction, not a lot. I think they're building a new hotel here locally. But at the same time, some key businesses have left. The Fireman's Fund building is closed down, so I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. Of course, the city council has changed, and I do have connections with the police department and people. Going back to some of the things that I've enjoyed, working with the Novato PD, worked with them quite extensively as a high school principal, working with the Chamber of Commerce, working with different agencies here in the city. It's changed, but to be honest, I can't pinpoint any major changes. It's still sort of the same city that I came to 20 years ago, Definitely it has a small town feel. And for me, like I said, I know so many people in this town that I still run into all the time. And that doesn't happen in a big city. In a big city, you're sort of invisible, to be honest. So that's one of the things that's made me decide to stay here permanently. Honestly speaking, I do not. If I found there was a lot of challenges for me, I probably wouldn't stay. So that, there's convenience of shopping. People are basically friendly. There's not a whole lot that's challenging in Novato. So That's a hard question to answer. If I'm talking to future generations and people that are considering moving to Novato or people that are in Novato now, I would say that if you want to live a life of comfort and friendliness, I would think Novato would be a place. Novato has all the amenities you need. It has concerts, it has festivals. It's a good place to raise your kids, I think, away from the big city. It's convenient to the coast, to the wine country. It's convenient to San Francisco. I mean, it's kind of a gem. And I would hope that in the future, Novato just continues to grow, but grow slowly and build on the foundation, which I consider the heart and soul, and that's its people here in Novato.
I arrived in Novato in 2014, was 9 years ago. I was leaving Marin in summer to downtown Novato, to a nice community. And I moved here with my husband and my daughter. Back then she was 4 years old and now she's 13. Because we found a great home, like house to live, and it was more affordable than other places. And we rented a house close to downtown Novato, and we felt like a great sense of community. Was a cul-de-sac. What I learned is that design, that Novato has many cul-de-sacs, they bring that sense of community. My daughter back then was like 4 years old. She could play around and made friends. And some of my former neighbors from that time, they're still my friends and friends of our family, and that really made my experience in Novato, arriving in Novato, very special. I love this sense of community that we have in the schools in Novato, right? Like my best friends that I have today that are so important for my life as an immigrant, they became my family. They all are I met at the schools system because my daughter is in the school, and the teachers, the staff, they're all very caring. They are very warm. I feel a lot of warmth from the community, and that makes Novato more special in my point of view. So my life in Novato has been pretty community oriented and family oriented. As an immigrant, I don't have family living close by, and I found in Novato the community that I didn't even know I needed, but I'm super grateful to have a very close-knit community where my friends became a part of my family basically, and we celebrate holidays together. We have different festivities like Carnival, that's is a tradition in Brazil, so we get together to celebrate not only my important holidays, but also the holidays of my friends and communities, very diverse group. I have friends from India, Mexico, Peru, and we all get together to celebrate the different holidays, right? So I have been blessed and have the privilege of living here, and that sense of community feeds my work also in the community. I was able to here find a home for my development as a civic leader or civic participation, to nurture my civic participation, where I served on the County Planning Commission, for example. I served on the County Women's Commission. I also coordinated the Child Care Commission for the county. I participated in different civic events, and that foundation led me to work at the state level, for example, in public policy, where I was able to coordinate campaigns for investments in childcare. And in the last 2 years, for example, we were able to secure $350 million for childcare facilities all over the state. And because of that, I was honored with an award, a Latino Business Award of North Bay by the North Bay Business Journal. And what I'm super grateful for the recognition, because sometimes like this work is really like under this behind the scenes, right? And by having that recognition is it nurtures our spirit to keep going, right? So Novato definitely is, for me, a calm foundation for my work, and also a very vibrant one, because we have many community festivals that happen in downtown that now are part of our family history, the 4th of July parades, for example, or art and wine festivals, and other celebrations that happen in downtown that definitely now are part of our family history. Many great memories from this time, and for the time that we have been here. Now, because Novato is one of the most affordable cities in the county, our family was able to buy a home back 5 years ago, and then therefore build our roots here. The change that happened in Novato during the time I have been living here, not only living here in Novato, but living in the county. The most impressive ones and that really warmed my heart is the increase in the affordable housing projects, right? I'm super grateful for the work of Homeward Bound of Marin. And they have projects like Next Key, like the Hamilton development, for example, is something that when I was living in San Rafael, I remember there was nothing there, right? And then the development happened, and now is home for so many families that bring vibrancy and diversity and economic development to our region, right? Also, even new works, like here in Whole Foods, that development of these apartments, right, bring more vibrance to our community. So Smart Train is something that I remember when we didn't have it, and because of the leadership of many of the great residents and civic leaders of Novato and Marin County, now we have the train, and it took so many years, and I saw a little bit of how it happened. And that's a big transformation. Also, the downtown transit depot, I remember when it was very different, and now it's beautiful and very functional, and really a great addition to our city. So these are some of the change that I see. Change a lot of times is very slow, and it's okay. Of course, that I am looking forward to seeing even more change that benefit our community, that makes our city even more beautiful and more welcoming for everyone. And so I really believe that me and others that move here can be part of this change and leave a legacy also for future generations. I would love to see our downtown even more vibrant with different business, right? We have some storefronts that are still closed, perhaps because of COVID, right? We have the movie theater that didn't develop, so I would love to see that happen. I also would love to see our small shopping centers that are around the city to be revitalized and include, for example, affordable housing projects and multifamily home options for different residents, right? So I would love to see that happen, hopefully in my lifetime. But like, I would love to see that happen for Novato. She goes to Sinaloa Middle School, and she went to Pleasant Valley Elementary School. We love it. I love the sense of community that we have in the schools in Novato, right? Like, my best friends that I have today that are so important for my life as an immigrant, they became my family. They all are from, I met at the school system because my daughter is in the school. And the teachers, the staff, they're all very caring. They are very warm. I feel a lot of warmth from the community. One of the great things about Novato that I am grateful for is not only the diversity that I am able, and me and my family are able to experience, but also to experience the wonderful education that my daughter is getting in the schools here, and the opportunity to go to great schools like Marin School of Art in the Novato High School, that I hope that she will go. But we were just exploring that. But the vibrancy that we can feel with our friends and community is something that I'm super grateful for. Also, the diversity of experiences that we can have in Novato, like we have from ranch to like buildings downtown, you know, but everything with a small town kind of feeling definitely is something that I'm grateful for, that I think makes Novato special. Also, the accessibility to different parts of the North Bay and the Bay Area, like San Francisco is close by, and then we have Stinson Beach close by. So definitely is a central location that makes our experience and our lives more vibrant. Just how grateful I am for be living here and to know so many great people and to build Novato and Marin County and the North Bay together. We have some of the best civic leaders we can ever want. People that are dedicated, passionate, and that really care for our community. And for that, I am super grateful, and I am also grateful and honored and feel privileged to be part of this community and to build a better Novato for the future generations together.
I got my education in Mexico City, and I was in the high school, and I was in the university, National University of Mexico, and I got three grades. I am a CPA, MBA, and attorney in law. However, I was devoted to the business that my father founded in 1936. I was born in 1990, and when I was 16 years old, I took over the business because my father died. I came frequently to the United States, and since then, I am very grateful to the United States of America. I love, since then, Marin County. My wife, the beautiful lady, when I was married 52 years with her, she suggested me to buy a home. Since we have the permit for permanent resident, to buy a home. And then we start to look for a home in Sausalito, Mill Valley, San Rafael, and finally we found Novato County, and she decided that Novato was the right place for us. And she was right. Novato for me is one step before the paradise. And I think that was something from the sky, from God, because when I bought the house that I owned for 43 years, I discovered that some book says that the owners of Rancho Novato in the 19th century, 18th century, they were Mexicans, and one of them was Fernando Feliciano Feliz, who has a street with his name right here in Novato, my same last name. Since then, I fall in love more with Novato. And then that's why I am living here happily 43 years. The crime is almost nothing. In 43 years, I only saw one case around my neighborhood in 43 years. And also the weather is fantastic, the community, very nice, the people, the best, and all the communications, the people in the government of the city, very nice people. So everybody is very friendly, everybody is very nice with us, and they like me, and I like them, all of them. The Greek philosophers before Christ, they say that the man is a political animal. In other words, we like the relations, and then with our fellowship. And in Mexico, I always participate in all kinds of activities, and here in Novato also, we have a lot of love, Margaret Todd Center, Novato Citizens Club, senior citizens of Novato, the College of Marin, some activities there, and also my church, and also in, well, all kind of, when I see any fair or any event, I go right away. I never fail also to see the Novato Fair here in, the market, along with the market fair. So, yes, I am a very social man. Always, we're in fiesta. And then, but for instance, in here, with Novato citizens, we did a lot of events, and in Mexico the same, and in my community we have a Mexican activities, Mexican celebrations, and we do always those along with the American celebrations. So, that's what I do. I like the fiesta. Yes, I like fiesta. During the years, had very small changes. Whatever is changed for, in my opinion, is for the good. For the bad, I don't see almost nothing. So I am very grateful with the authorities in Novato. Another blessing in my life is that I could raise my family. I am a family man. And then I have 8 kids, and all of them, they were in the schools, and all of them, they were educated here in Novato, many of them, and then I am very happy for that. Also, there was a blessing to be in a bicultural education for my family and for myself. I could enjoy all the good things from the American culture, which I love and I respect. I am very happy, and I give thanks to God because I found Novato, and the Novato word means beginner, and I am a beginner every day. In this town, every day, in the morning, I start to begin something new, something nice, and always I found the frame and the people that can helping me and my family. So I think que viva Novato.
Thank you for watching the video. I hope that you learned something about our community. If you'd like to know more about Novato's history, come visit us at the museum. We've got lots of things to show you. Or you can look us up on novatohistory.org. Thank you.